This is a rant against negativity, Paul. Okay?
Go for it.
What do you want in a movie? I mean, if you want to be entertained, it's got action. It's got some fight sequences that are great. It's got snappy dialogue, laughs. You got some A-list cameos, which I won't spoil. You got another A-list movie star, mostly just her voice. You got an A-list movie star, Brad Pitt. Everything in this movie is great.
I think my problem is that I've seen so many Brad Pitt movies where he's like just a badass. He's the badass in Troy.
Take it! It's yours!
He's the badass in Zombie War Z. So when he's acting like I'm scared. No, I don't kill people. It's like, okay, man.
When you point a finger, there are 4 fingers pointing back at you.
I can't buy it. I can't get into it.
Like I said, if you're going to look at the acting, he's the weak link for sure. He's there because he's a pretty face, and he's the movie star, and he's likable. But it was funny. It was a comedy, and it was supposed to be funny. It wasn't laugh out loud funny, but it was amusing.
Personally, I don't feel like there was a weak link. I really enjoyed his character. It reminded me a little bit of Rusty, because Rusty's character is kind of laid back and kind of like, wait, what? You know, not the brains. George Clooney is the brains.
Yeah.
And so it was a little bit of that character with a little, and you also have to think about, I mean, he's been through a lot in his career and in his life personally, you know, with addiction and stuff. And so on one hand, kind of getting to this level of like seeing the world differently now, and he's in a much better place and actually possibly, you know, just looking at the life through a different lens as well, maybe he is kind of just trying to be more laid back and zen. So I enjoyed the play on the character. I didn't really think it was weak. I just thought this is the character he's playing, and I thought he did a good job playing that zen type character, because I wouldn't think of that because he's usually the pretty guy who's like kick-ass, you know. So I enjoyed the kind of fisherman's hat, low-key, just trying to get through the day without killing people kind of thing. I just thought it was a fun twist, and I enjoyed that character in that way.
I think laid back is kind of a natural thing for Brad Pitt to play. He seems to have done that a few times. Like she said, Ocean's 11 is an example of that. Because
he's good at that. Yeah.
I mean, being cool, that's what he's known for, being cool, and that's kind of what you have to do. But he was a little more comical in this, and that's fine because it was a comedy. So, and the thing is, comedy can forgive a lot of things. You know, if this was supposed to be taken seriously, then it would be a problem.
Yeah.
Right.
There are a few cheesy moments in the movie. You know, Brad Pitt's character, he's frequently quoting these motivational phrases that you would have heard at a counseling session 30 years ago.
Which cracked me up.
Hurt people, hurt people.
Somebody once said to me, hurt people, hurt people.
My goodness.
He, you know, and as much as he's a handsome guy and he's charming, he's probably the worst actor in the movie, but he's still fine. There were a few moments in the movie that were cheesy, but here's my rant on cheese, okay? I don't mind a little cheese. I like a cheeseburger. I like cheese and crackers. I like a cheese quesadilla.
Cheese fries.
Even though queso means cheese, so we Americans, we Southerners just want a cheese quesadilla, but, you know, because it's redundant. But anyway, but yeah, there were moments where it was kind of, you felt like he didn't really fit, or this wasn't really him. This is not the way he's really going to act in real life. But it was funny. It was a comedy, and it was supposed to be funny. It wasn't laugh out loud funny, but it was amusing.
Yeah.
So I think it worked just fine. And it's almost like you could have picked any handsome leading man actor almost and put it in that role. But I think Brad Pitt, there are a few cheesy moments in the movie. I don't mind a little cheese.
Lactose intolerant.
There's a certain level of too much cheese.
I'm lactose intolerant, so if I eat cheese, it probably come across the podcast all the way from Dallas to Alabama.
Please don't.
So, right. So you have an aversion to cheese. So, okay, point taken. Got it. So what did you think, Paul?
If you love movies too, please subscribe.